everyone, it's Margaret Manning here, and welcome to 60 and Me. This is the place where women over 60 come to be inspired. Today we are going to be inspired by someone that I'm so excited to talk to. I've been wanting to meet with Dr. Bill Thomas for a long time, but welcome to the show, Dr. Bill. I want to tell you, first of all, Dr. Bill Thomas is a medical doctor. He's a geriatrician. He is also a speaker, an author, and he is an innovator. I think in one reference I saw he called himself a revolutionary because he is changing the way that we think about aging and elder care. So welcome, Dr. Bill.
Thanks for having me, Margaret.
I am so excited to have you here. As I said, I've been following your road shows that you do across the United States for some time. And in case you don't know, Dr. Bill does a road show, I think 30 some cities this year on the, what are you calling it? The Changing Aging Tour.
That's right.
This gets up on stage, talks about getting older and how beautiful that is, and how things are changing in our world.
Yeah, it's a pro-aging festival.
I love that. Yes, I want to come to one of those. Anyway, if you're in the States, and I know a lot of the women in our community are in the United States, please check out Dr. Bill's website, which is changingaging.org.
Yeah,
so,
you bet.
Okay, so Bill, I would love to chat with you about something that's a big priority for 60 and Me, which is healthy living. We know that along with having some money and a sense of independence, that's pretty much what you need in your 60s. So, as a doctor and with your experience with aging people, men and women, what would you say are the 4 or 5 healthy aging tips, things you would tell us to do to stay well?
You know, the great news about this is that the things that are the most important are the most simple. Yeah, so I use this word mesh to remind me every day what matters most. And it's move, eat, sleep, and heal.
Mesh.
So
good. Yeah.
Mesh, move, eat, sleep, heal. So I'll just talk about those in briefly. But
thank you. Yeah.
The thing about the human body is that it's made to move, and it will keep moving to the degree that we use it. And so what people often don't recognize as you get into your 60s, 70s, 80s, et cetera, is that your future self is relying on you today. Your future self, that future you that's 15 years older, is depending on you today to move your body today. Now, you notice how I don't really say that it's a matter of exercising or working out. I mean, that's not really as much interest to me as moving. And I would say there's a couple of different things, very simple things that you can do. Number one, try the best you can to get 10,000 steps a day. Yeah. And if you have a counter, a little bracelet or something, it's helpful. Just to see that you're getting your 10,000 steps every day. On
your iPhone too, by the way, just to remind you, on your iPhone, you've got a little heart app that comes with your iPhone, and it tells you.
Your steps.
Count your steps and your stairs. If you've got the phone with you, of course. Who does not have their phone with them these days, though? So, but anyway, just so you know, you don't have to buy an expensive thing. You can, if you've already got an expensive phone, I guess you're okay. Anyway,
you already bought an expensive thing.
10,000 steps. Okay.
10,000 steps. Number 2. Posture. Posture is super important. And you want to here's how you can test your posture. All the folks listening, when you're done watching Margaret, just go to a wall in your house, just stand up against the wall, and your buttocks, your shoulders, and the back of your head should all touch the wall. So if you're standing there and your shoulders are forward and your head is forward, that's not what you want. You got to get the shoulders back and the head up. You know, the buttocks, shoulders, back of the head.
Aligned,
again. You would be amazed. Practice that, and you will find yourself walking down the street holding a better posture. And our grandmothers told us this.
We weren't listening.
We were not listening, but they were right.
Yeah. You know, that's why yoga and Pilates are good exercises. Even if you don't do anything more than just sit in a lotus or whatever, cross-legged position, get your back straight.
I mean, I totally agree. So Tai Chi, yoga,
Qigong.
Pilates. These are phenom. And notice, that doesn't mean you have to like go to the gym and lift weights, and those body weight exercises are great. One other quick thing, work on balance. So your 77-year-old self would like very much for you to work on your balance, because the balance is a skill. It's actually a set of skills. And so when you find yourself, standing in the kitchen or standing in a line or, pick up one foot just an inch or two off the floor, stand on one foot while you're doing things. And then, 15, 20 seconds, put that foot down, pick up the other foot.
Yeah, good idea.
So your body gets used to practicing maintaining balance. So that's
movement. Wonderful. Okay. And then next is E. Mesh, E, yeah.
So you want to eat, basically, here's the diet advice for a happy old age. Eat a variety of foods, not too much, mostly plants.
Simple.
That's it. That is it.
Not a lot of sugar or so.
And yeah, well, I always have a hard time keeping up with what is good and bad in food.
Yeah.
So basically, your best way to hedge that is to just eat a variety of foods, mostly plants. And whenever it's possible for you to do this, and I know there are different people have different limitations, but preparing food at length in a leisurely fashion really is associated, strangely enough, with weight loss, appropriate weight loss, and greater enjoyment of food.
Just taking time. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got M and we've got E, eat. And now what's next?
Sleep.
Sleep, yes. Yeah, we talk about this a lot. It changes as you get older, doesn't it?
Yes.
There's a stereotype for you. It's true.
Our culture says that when you're 65, you should sleep like a 15-year-old. And you don't sleep like a 15-year-old.
No.
You're not supposed to sleep like a 15-year-old. Two simple ideas here. Number one, there's something called phase advance. As humans get older, their period of time that they like to sleep shifts forward. And many older people go to bed earlier than they did when they were younger and rise earlier than they did when they were younger. There's nothing wrong with it.
Nice.
Number two, older people have more sleep fragmentation than younger people. So if you feel like the only night you get a good night's sleep is when you are sleep the whole night and don't wake up, that's not normal.
It's not normal. Okay.
No.
People worry about that. They worry about waking up.
And they come see people like me and ask for a pill because they're waking up at night. And I just say to them, after I look at other potential issues, but basically waking up a couple of times during the night is a normal thing for people in our age group. And the second thing is what you really want to pay attention to are sudden shifts or changes in your sleeping pattern. That matters a lot more.
I actually kind of find waking up in the nights a good thing sometimes. Like I will sit and just meditate for a minute, or think about what woke me up. And sometimes I remember a dream which had like something I was like, oh, I should have remembered that, or what there was something recently that happened, and it was like from a long time ago, but it was like, oh, I'm glad I thought of that because I kind of resolved it, and then I went back to sleep. So anyway, so the sleep.
So think about this. You're making a really good point here, which is think about these wakeful episodes at night as not being fearful, not being a sign of that something is wrong. Think of them as little elder interludes that are given to you.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. It's like a little gift.
A little gift.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little package of time that's given to you. So I'll give you a very quick Zen story about this. So there was a Zen Buddhist monk, a nun, a woman, who was traveling across the countryside, went to a town, asked for shelter, was denied. Okay. So as a result, she went and slept in the grove of cherry trees. And it was a full moon. And she woke in the middle of the night, and the full moon was above her, and the cherry blossoms were just falling in the light of the full moon.
Gosh, yeah.
And so the story is she gave thanks to the people of the village who, by denying her lodging, had given her this tremendous gift of beauty that she was able to partake of. So think about that in terms of your own sleep.
Yeah. I like
and it'll change some of your feelings about it.
About actually that attitude is to life in general. I think that when you have something happen that doesn't please you, there's always sometimes a secret gift to it.
Yeah.
Okay. What's H?
H?
Oh, heal. I've forgotten. Yeah.
Heal.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are mastering this.
No, I'm just well. See, there goes another stereotype, Bill. That I'm not forgetful. I can remember 4 letters. It's amazing.
Well, you want to know something, and people do research on this all the time. If you attend a lecture and then 20 minutes later, I don't care what age you are, you have to remember the 4 things he said about this, you might remember one thing.
Okay, so you're a doctor. What about healing?
Healing? So the basic story with healing is our culture tells us that healing is going back to how things used to be. That's what it means to heal.
Yeah.
That is not correct. Healing is going forward and finding your new normal. Because if you have lost a breast or a child or a spouse or a lung, you know that you can't go back. There is no going back. Wow. And the truth of our human experience is we're expected again and again to move forward to create a new normal, which is not the same as the old normal. Never will be the same. It's not dishonorable. It's not dishonoring the old normal. It's healing says, this is how I live now. And this is the world I live in now. And it's different than the world I lived in before and who I was before. But this is now normal for me, and it's good. And the value of this approach is that there are so many people who want to go backwards in time and cannot, and they remain unhealed, unwhole. And then people who can move forward, even though, guess what? I don't have my right leg with me anymore. It got amputated.
Yes.
But this is my new body, and this is my new normal, and I can live a new life this way. And it turns out to be a very useful insight.
That's a very, very powerful insight. I got completely lost in that because I wasn't expecting that at all. That wasn't how I was expecting you were going to talk about healing. But it's right, and it's right on that level, and it's another level too, Bill, which is stress. I mean, if we started this conversation talking about healthy aging, so how are we going to age healthy? You talked about great things like food and sleep and movement, but then one of the big things is stress, and it's usually often stress about like losing something, something that by its own nature had to change, something like a divorce, for example, or a death, and so that's I think that's a really cool way of looking at healing. But I knew you were a special doctor. I knew you had special powers. You're like one of the. No, seriously, that's very good. Thank you.
Yeah, well, good. I'm glad. And I would just say a quick word about stress, which the other thing I want people to be clear about is you should strive for the Goldilocks level of stress in your life. Older people in particular who live lives very low stress tend to lose capacity. If you are not being pulled and pushed in sometimes uncomfortable ways, if you stay completely within a zone of comfort, that zone will get smaller.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I mean, it's like taking risks. You have to take risks every minute of your life in some ways, but complacency is as bad as being stressed or a little stressed. Oh, I lost you there. Oh, you're back. The screen flashed. I thought maybe you were like invisible for a second there. Sorry about
I was
that.
teleporting to your house.
Sorry about that. Okay, well, I think we have covered was there something else you wanted to say? I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, beautiful.
Okay, cool.
Wonderful.
I think you've done a really good job of giving us some advice on healthy aging. And I made some notes here in my mind, and I'm going to eat more plants. That's my
Yes.
my
Good
mission.
move.
Thanks, Dr. Bell. I appreciate your
You bet.
time. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our 60andMe YouTube channel and also visit our website. We are a strong and dynamic community of women over 60. We're challenging aging stereotypes, and every day we share fascinating stories, interesting questions, and great conversation.